My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to the Bazaar. It's time to go in with Vanessa. I'm looking for weapons. I'm enjoying Weapons Vanessa in this recent patch. Yeah, I mean, Weapons Vanessa is how you open Vanessa, right? Just get a bunch of small weapons together, put them on the field, get some buffs between them, go from there. Then the game plan is when you lose your first round, okay, how do I survive day 11? I'm going to need to find a different strategy. I mean, come on. If you're looking for Weapons Vanessa and it offers you the silver cutlass at the very start, why would you not take it? 5 seconds for a 5 seconds for 20 seconds. So it's a really bad exchange rate. No, it's 5 seconds for 20 damage, multicast of 2, double crit damage as well. Up against a revolver, a lighter, and a harpoon, but I gotta go for this. Ooh. Colt sells ammo items, but we're going to be going for experience here on day 1, especially the opportunity to get either right-handed, left-handed, or strength as a level-up skill before we go into the first fight. It's going to be really impactful. So we could beat Viper. And I do like going for Viper when we have the opportunity to beat Viper. He does, admittedly, have quite fast weapons. Fangs hit every 4 seconds. Alright. I was about to talk myself into the opportunity of going for the other character there. It would have been going for a Kyber drone, because the trained skill is a good way to get a little bit of damage scaling. All you have to do is worry about how you're going to slow, and as Vanessa, you've got a lot of options. Also has the cooldown reduction, also has the crit chance. But realistically, both of the weapons in that shop I do consider the opening enemies effectively to be shops. The weapons in that shop, pretty underwhelming. Don't really want a long john. Middle?
I'm pretty laid back.
Yes, we take double barrel.
Home, but people thought it was weird.
So if I take Life Preserver, which is not bad, gives you a lot longer on the field. The double barrel is not going to be enough damage to get us past, like, just between double barrel and cutlass, we're not going to be, taking down enemies especially quickly. We're not going to roll here and find small weapons. So if I bought Life Preserver and I rolled and found something better than Life Preserver that I would want to field instead, what would it be? Not Katana, I don't have any damage scaling. Star Chart? Cooldown reduction, as well as we're literally not even finished day 1. Getting some crit chance on the cutlass so that it has the opportunity to deal that double damage. Or I can be a little bit more judicious with my money. Just buy the Life Preserver and hope that it's enough to take us through the first fight.
Take your time. Just toss that on my back, and I'll trot it to your door.
I don't want to be life preserving for long. 5% crit chance to all our weapons, 8% crit chance to left. It's really difficult to take those when I know that there's damage increases in the pool that we don't get. It's especially difficult to get those when I know there's damage increases in the pool we don't get. I'm going to get the red envelope, literally just so that at the start of tomorrow, if I find an Isla store, I can just go in there and fix my build.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
So how do I win here on day 1? I guess I hope the enemy does no damage. It's not no damage. They do have regeneration as well. But I suspect we come out ahead here. We no longer have the double barrel going off. The double barrel is such insane damage. Especially because it doubles for its first tier as well. It gets to 50 by 2 at silver tier. With a 3-second cooldown for multicast. It's insane. Alright, great.
Bring her about! I've got another salvo with me.
We're going to have a special difficulty with enemies if we just keep the double barrel. Like, we'll run out of damage, and then it's like, if the enemy has any scaling, they'll beat us. So I'm really looking for a shop on the first half of this day as well. Gotta be honest, Aquatic is not the store that I wanted to see. There's no aquatic tools for reloading. Gosh. Is it just gain experience rather than go for aquatic items at Nautica? let's take a millisecond here to actually assess the aquatic options, because mentally, like, I'm thinking about them, I'm not really seeing any options in my mind's eye that seem especially valuable for us right now, but let's see if there's anything that does seem relevant. Captain's Wheel? We're on day 2, so we're not a very high chance of seeing silvers. Like, we absolutely can, and it got more likely in the most recent patch. Crow's Nest? Crow's Nest is an aquatic item. Figurehead, again, silver tier though, aquatic item.
Sails down, anchors up. Just waiting for your command.
Port's aquatic, but again, starts at silver tier. Like, most of the things we would care about from an aquatic shop, Submarine, start at silver tier or above. So the idea of going here and seeing maybe one of them, especially because her shop costs 4 to reroll, feels really, really, really wasteful. I'm going to take 1 experience and very much hope this next shop is appropriate at all. And yeah, JJ sells items broadly. Okay.
Profit 10.
Right. Revolver, every 3 seconds, deals 16 damage with a crit chance of 20. I'll take it. I'm not over the moon about it, but I will take it. Cove, this is an economic investment play. When you sell an item, this gains 1 value, and it already sells for 3 by default, so we only have to sell 3 items before this sells for a profit. Pretty easy for us to do.
So, how about this weather where... Oh, you're leaving.
This is a weird one. So, yes, we do want the silencer, I think. Even though it's 10 damage to the weapon to the left and only gives its cooldown reduction if you have exactly 1 weapon, it's entirely possible we pivot into having exactly 1 weapon, and having just silencer on hand in order to do that is so useful.
Sad to say goodbye.
And then there's also cannon. Every 4 seconds, deal 25 damage and burn 3. I could certainly see my way to fielding cannon literally just for a fight.
Now, if that doesn't work out for you, come back for a refund.
Here's my concern. This does... The burn's negligible. It's 6 total damage per burn, right? So it does 31 damage per shot, the cannon. And that's if the enemy doesn't even have shield blocking the burn, right? But this enemy only uses gear and all of us, so we'll ignore that, right? So 31 damage per, 61 total. Then double barrel, 25 per, and it's got 2 shots, 100 total, 161. And then the cutlass can continue going off. The problem is the cutlass is doing 80 damage every 10 seconds. This enemy does 100 damage every 10 seconds, as well as healing for 60. I'm pretty sure they escape our damage here, unfortunately. However, Borea only has 300 health. It's Rogue Scrapper having the double shielding from Gianolabar, and then also the additional healing from Junkyard Repair Bot that makes me think like they're going to be out of our reach. That said, Giant Mosquito does have possibly the best hit here, and as I found out recently, for some reason, despite the fact that Borea is classed as silver tier, it only gives you 3. The Covetous Thief gives 4. Usually, the middle, the silver tier here, will give you a gold and a gold amount between the two, as well as the same experience as the lowest option. But no, it's 3-2-1, 3-2-1, and 5-3-1. I think this is giving 1 less gold than it should be giving at the moment. I think it got changed in a weird way. But it does make it a more attractive option to go to the Giant Mosquito in instances like this, where it's like, I mean, yes, the silver option is technically there, but this one's actually better for money. Oh, you know, I'd be over the moon to see Ramrod this early. Give me middle. I mean, middle does it. Wow, that's what I was looking for as well. Rush at the start of each fight, haste the weapon 3 seconds. Getting haste at the very start of the fight. Obviously incredible. Lick it. Huh. Lick it. Well, here's the thing, right? I'm not running health, toughness, or shielding. That's not who I am. If I go there, I'm looking for Submarine. It's day 2. Submarine's not there yet. I mean, most likely. Lick it. if I go to lick it, I have two different options, right? I could get the 5 candy. If I get the 5 candy, then I can sell them all and just get 5 additional value on the cove. Makes it much easier for me to try and beef up my board state, which again is not especially good against PvP or PvE right now. The ammo situation is real. That's what I should do. I was also thinking about the possibility of going to lick it and actually purchasing the Epicurean chocolate to give adjacent weapons +1 damage. But the thing is, like, Cutlass might stay on board, but if I solve the ammo problem, Double Barrel stays on board, so I won't even know what I want to give it to. Yeah, we'll get these 5 small treats.
Place to store the rest of the tyrant's gold.
2 gold for each weapon you have, including stash, is going to be really, really helpful for the sake of going to this next store, which is hopefully Isla or Middle. It's not. Let me tell you why I'm not excited to see Colt here. Colt sells ammo items. He does not, and this is important, sell ammo reference items, which means he sells items that specifically cost ammo, not items that are related to ammo. That's important because it means he doesn't sell powder flask or ramrod. You know, the ones that reload ammo items. Instead, you just have to hope that you get them from different stores. I think that's not necessarily great. But he also does sell double barrel and cannon, and if I upgrade those, I might not need to reload.
Be the fastest shot. Be the fastest. Now, don't go shouting about it. I keep a low profile.
Yes, and it looks something like that. What do I expect to see in a reroll? Is there anything I could see there that would cost an appropriate, like, that would justify me rolling, losing 4, and then selling this to get it? Repeater, I guess? We're kind of going in that direction. But again, silver tier item. We're on a relatively early day. If I roll here, I'm most likely to see, like, harpoon, grenade, hop snappers. Like, you know, just really, really unimpactful stuff to our board state at this moment. It's strange. When I came into this, I would have told you that I'm not going for ammo. Here's my board state at the moment, though. So I'm giving the +10 damage to the Cutlass, because the Cutlass is going to continue firing for the longest period of time. I could make it faster if I put it on the double barrel, but I think persistence is going to be important, especially because dualies very early are often running armored core next to a duct tape, or armored core next to, gosh forbid, a force field, and we're going to have to... Ooh, that's ignition core. Well, they have some fast items there. We have some pretty fast items too, though. Yeah, you can see we're exactly out of damage. Pretty much, oh, at the exact worst time. It was about to get very bad for us. 2 more hits from the rocket launcher were about to come out. They were on the first hit of their second barrage, yeah, so 2 additional hits of 19 damage and 5 burn were about to come out. We were very close to losing. Oh, man. Playing an ammo build really feels like being on the knife's edge. Unfortunately, I have the perfect amount of HP at the moment. Kina sells non-weapon items. Possibility of getting a ramrod. Possibility of getting a powder flask.
Discounts for peace.
That's a very early weather glass. If you have another item with burn, poison, slow, or freeze. No. Cove would only upgrade in order to shield equal to double this item's value with its upgrade. It doesn't really show that appropriately in its upgrade text here. It's only, I think, at Diamond tier that Cove starts gaining additional value per item sold, so definitely not relevant for the economic play. We roll. Dock lines. Every 4 seconds. Slow 2 items 3 seconds. I really like dock lines. Great disruption. Not especially going to be relevant when I'm trying to beat the enemy into the ground.
I feel like
I want to build where I can run dock lines
Comes
again.
from a negative place.
Okay, thank you. Isla,
I would
hello.
spar with you, but this leg. Oof.
Trebuchet. When you use another weapon or haste, charges 2 seconds, so it gets haste at the very start of the fight. Or it gets 2 charge at the very start of the fight, because the rush hastes something. It's not actually that much damage. When you use another weapon or haste, charges 2 seconds. I think you actually need to have weapon and haste before Trebuchet becomes appropriate. Like, what 2 weapons do I take on board to field this significantly less damage? That's actually really good. Switchblade, specifically a silver tier switchblade. When you use an adjacent weapon, it gains +6 damage for the whole fight.
You'll make some more stories. Then come back and tell me.
Easy to put next to the cutlass and the double barrel. I could give it to the revolver, which is more likely to be able to hold the damage for a longer period of time. And it does fire every 3 seconds. Unfortunately, that's half as fast as the double barrel. And I also care about how quickly I kill the enemy primarily. I will say, I think we can keep the Eccentric Etherite's armor down with a revolver next to the Switchblade as well as a cutlass next to the Switchblade. I think it's especially worth doing because she has the rigged skill at the start of each fight, haste 2 items 3 seconds, and if we have rush and rigged, we just start the entire fight 3 seconds before the enemies do. Like, it's wild. It's pretty powerful actually. It's yeah, really good when that happens. That was a 4% crit chance, by the way.
Seeing spots here.
If that ended up causing the end of oh, that would have been a bit tense. Goggles. When this gains haste, your items gain 4% crit chance in the fight.
Another empty chest, waiting to be filled.
Upgrade a bronze tier item, you say? Or get a skill. Honestly, like, the bronze tier item would be Silencer, and Silencer would give 10 additional damage to the item that it's silencing. Which admittedly isn't awful. It's just, that's specifically me planning for going down to a 1-weapon build at some point, which, like, it is incentivized by having rush and is incentivized especially by having a silencer. But it's hard to ignore the possibility of Pip literally just giving me strength. 10 damage to all weapons. That fixes every fight. This possibly fixes a little bit in the future, maybe. And I need to fix my fights now.
I may not be the most masterful trainer, but I must be the cheapest.
Yikes. 5% crit to weapons, and then the backup is non-weapon items have 5% crit chance. Arbitrage, which is not even worth the money that I paid to get here. When you win a fight against a player, get 2 gold, or improved toxins. I'm gonna go arbitrage, even despite the fact that I hate it and it's bad.
She's wonderful.
Dang, really wanted to get the fight there. I'll happily take Andy's small items. Very easy to stock up on a bunch of weapons on board.
Highly concentrated.
Nice, I really like Pet Rock. If this is your only friend, your items gain 10% crit chance. Across the board. There's also Honing Steel, the weapon to the right of this, gains +12 damage for the fight. That would, to my mind, be an appropriate tool to hold and gamble on. Because if I do go for a silencer, then I will want a Honing Steel as well. Or do I want a Zug Zug? Hi, Zug Zug. We zuggin'. Yep, I'm gonna zug him with a grenade. Every 4 seconds, deal 100 damage. Only 1 ammo, though. Crit chance of 25%.
Whoever said money
This also prevents me from having to sell the Cove at the moment. Revolver really should reload over the course of its expenditure. Oh, no, it shouldn't, right? If it reloads 2 ammos when you crit, then it needs to have a 50% crit chance to, on average, uphold itself. I think that means I want to go back to just faster damage. This is an incredible tool for fast damage. Every 4 seconds, 100 damage, crit chance of 25%, 35% courtesy of the Pet Rock. Yeah, worst thing for us to see is Pygmalion. By a large margin.
I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
Very much hoping he's more of a weapons build than a big shield. Oh! Yeah, I mean, you've got a bronze weights buffing a bronze bandages. I'm not really gonna say that sounds like you're doing defense.
Well, I guess motivation
Incredible.
isn't everything.
In my headcanon, we took him down before the dog even arrived at the fight, so... No one call the RSPCA! Andy, sell small items. Or working at the docks. It's definitely Andy for small items. The possibility of upgrading the grenade? What is its upgrade? Does it double its damage again? Or does it just get 50 additional damage? I know it's insane. It's 50 additional damage. It doubles its damage on the first level. 50 to 100, then 150, then 200. Yes, please.
Ah, you've just taken the first step toward good taste.
Apparently, this is a weapon. Imagine my surprise. Bolus. Every 4 seconds, deals 60 damage. Slow an item 3 seconds. Not awful, certainly. I just don't think there's anything on my board I would displace for it. Grape Shot. Every 3 seconds, deal 15 damage. When you use another ammo item, reload this 1 ammo. So, that's...
A smart one for your size.
I don't think Grape Shot's actually that good. It's just going to reload every time I use the revolver, right? So it's a second revolver. It's just another small weapon that's hitting consistently. However, if I do get any way to reload ammo in items, then this is a way to keep my ammo consistently topped up. I don't even know if I stand by having picked that up in the first place. I'm going to go to Kina. I know I don't have much money. I've got Cove if I need it, though. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Crow's Nest. Your weapons have 20% additional crit chance. If you have exactly 1 weapon, that weapon has lifesteal. So my worst performing weapons will probably be Switchblade Revolver Pet Rock at this point. I do have the Silencer. There's Honing Steel as well, so if we really wanted to, we could go Silencer, Cutlass, Honing Steel, which is 4 spaces. I could even go Crow's Nest and Cove. Thing is, Honing Steel's 8 damage every 4 seconds. Wait. Oh, I can't. 15% off its cooldown. Well, 10% would be 0.5 seconds. So it's down to 4.25. 4.25. So that means it resolves every time after the Honing Steel. The fact that this gives me the ability to upkeep my health might make it significant enough as a pivot. Do I really throw away this much damage in order to run just Cutlass? Admittedly, just Cutlass with Rush? Like, having a single weapon that is reliably being targeted. What I would need is more scaling, I think. And Honing Steel isn't it. So it then comes down to, do I want to run Crow's Nest just for the sake of what I currently have? Which would be just our highest damage weapons. So it's literally just 20% crit chance I'm running on board for all of those weapons. An amulet could accomplish that in 1 space. I don't think it's anywhere near good enough. I gotta be honest, I don't think it's anywhere near good enough. I think I would have to have... It's day 4.
I suppose you'll
I wanted to see
find a
Ramrod, by the way.
weapon instead.
Blood Reef Raider, you say? I mean, he has a silver tier. Look, if it comes for free, I'm allowed to use it, right? He has both Powder Flask, Cannonball, Ammo Stash. Your leftmost ammo item has +2 max ammo, and a silver tier's Crow's Nest. Also a silver tier revolver. This guy has all the items I want. Absolutely. I mean, Boiler and Brawler obviously has Energy Potion, but I'm not going to take the 1 in 8 when this guy has like 1 in 2 of items I care about. Damn, that grenade's so big. Yeah, PvE fights were always going to be our big problem, but the enemy is also using a shield potion, so like, that's a gold shield potion they're using to sustain themselves at the moment. Like, it's costly. We can get through it, is ultimately what I mean there. All right.
Place to store the rest of
Oh my
Tyrion's
god!
gold.
Tempering. When you use a weapon, it gains 3 damage to the fight. Okay, we'll pivot.
I think you had a breakthrough.
I'll pivot. Why? Because what do I need? I just need scaling. I need faster scaling for the cutlass if I'm going to use it in that way. And tempering is the weapon scaling. Like, tempering is exactly the thing that asks me to start running a single weapon build like this. Oh my god. I mean, I can absolutely beat him with this. But if you give me either Flashy Reload or Shadowed Cloak, everything changes. Okay, so this enemy needs to reload their Hercuvian launcher, and they can only do so by using the goggles and getting a crit on it. But of course, the Hercuvian launcher is ready to fire as soon as they do that. Oh my god. What did I asked for scaling and the game was like, okay, how do you want it? Yeah, I get you want scaling, but how much? This is a real jump high, how high moment for the game right now. I just need to replace all these weapons.
A friend. I mean, a customer.
I'm so sorry. Hand axe totally would have made it on the board from earlier, but fishing net's way too slow. A reload. And Long John. I gotta be honest. I think with tempering, it's using a single weapon. I don't think Long John is appropriate this late. Maybe hasting at the start of the fight. I literally aren't. I literally amn't gonna be fielding things here. I'll hold on to these so that I can hopefully sell them to middle, because I don't actually need to sell them right now. Not middle, Midsworth. I'll take the Powder Flask. What? I might get an energy potion in the future. I'll take a Seaweed literally just to fill out a final slot on the board. Some additional targets that can get hit with slow or freeze. Literally just to free up the space for the other one to run off. Shadowed Cloak, by the way, just in case you're unfamiliar, when you use the item with the right of this, haste it for 3 seconds. If it's a weapon, it also gains 7 damage. So this thing, every time it attacks, is going to gain 10 damage. Also, it has 40% crit chance. Also, it does double. It does double damage as a crit, which all weapons do, and then it doubles that again. Double. Giving them the real double. Ooh. I love to see someone using Fixer Upper to pass its value to a land scraper, but we're exactly the right kind of build to just cut through that.
Next time, I'll show you
Get him.
what I learned from this.
Oh, by the way, I'm literally just forgetting to do it every time. I do intend to actually click on the stat screen at the end of each fight. I am just 100% forgetting to do it. Oops. I'll try and remember more. Jules Cafe, why don't you just give me some damage so that I can face whatever comes my way today? Including a deadly duel against a monster. Are you gonna give me the lich? Are you gonna give me the lich right now? Oh no, it's the Curvian. All right, welcome back, buddy. Can I have the? Can you upgrade my shadowed cloak? Diamond tier shadow cloak from 2 Curvians? Come on. Oh, come on, please. You've got the energy for it. I know. I see it in your posture? I was gonna say I see it in your eyes, and then I saw the goggles, and I was like, oh, I guess I can't. Oh, 8% crit chance for our items. We don't turn that down, especially when we're dealing double crit damage. Silver tier aquatic item, silver tier loot item, silver tier item. Yeah, while I'm still trying to fill out a board, give me an item. Oh. Alright. I'll upgrade the seaweed. It's not an item I intend to keep, though, so. Do I go back again? Do I give him another chance to upgrade the shadowed cloak? I mean, Mod Squad doesn't have anything for me. Admittedly, Preening Duelist does, though. Preening Duelist has, when you are above half HP, your weapons deal 25 additional damage. I'm ready. I'm ready for the golden cloak on day 5 from having fought you 3 times. I'm ready. Is this the correct decision? No. No. Is it the content decision? I don't know. Depends if he gives it to me. Flashy reload when you crit with an item. Reload another item, 1 ammo. Well... Huh. Is there ever an argument? 40% crit chance. Is there ever an argument that this should tell me to field... No, because the cannon would have to crit... Because it's reload another item. It can't reload itself. So they'd have to be passing charge back and forth consistently, easily. Maybe if I had a repeater, I'll hold on to the double barrel. I'll get rid of the cannon at some point, though. Definitely the golden experience here gives us the level 7 before we get to the next day. This guy, I'd only be looking for shielded enchants. Actually, shielded enchants and the submarine.
The world is pretty scary.
Well,
Might want some armor?
there's a shield. I'm kidding. It's the submarine. Every 3 seconds, deal 50 damage with a and then gain shield rather equal to this item's damage. I gotta say, it's a button I'm gonna click at the moment. Every 2.6 seconds, deal 60 damage, lifesteal that 60 damage, and then gain shield equal to that damage. Also, every time you attack, gain 10 damage, which itself also haste, so it's attacking every 1.3 seconds from the very start of the fight because it's getting rushed. Honestly, I think this is just a 10-0 with what I'm currently running. Shielded Astrolabe. Oh, Astrolabe has cool enchants now. Shield 8 for each non-weapon item you have every time it goes off. Okay, I understand Astrolabe so much better now. I really thought it just got so much worse. And yeah, I guess it did, but that made space for it to get cool enchants, which it now has. Yeah, there's 100% just going to the fight. Upgrade a silver or lower tier item. It is now important that I upgrade the Crow's Nest, additional crit chance, the Silencer, additional cooldown reduction, as well as immediate damage. I'm gonna go Silencer. Because I really think, like, the speed of resolution, especially because I have haste at the start of the fight and perma-haste afterwards, like, the speed of initial resolution is the thing that I need to focus on the most at the moment. None of my items are gonna spawn an additional item, so I don't have to worry about that. Also, this is a submarine, rather. Sorry, this is a submarine. It is an aquatic item, which means it's also actually going to be increasing the healing given out by seaweed. Ooh, I don't think Chlorance is going to be fast enough. It's gold Chlorance, though, so it gets 20 additional damage every time they use Friend. Maybe if I wasn't shielding? Yeah, I bet they did more than 1,300 damage over the course of that fight with it. Which I think makes very clear argument for why its Submarine is better than Cutlass in this position. 1,000, okay, it wouldn't have been enough, but it was getting close. Oh! Tox Clocks. Haste, slow, and cooldown related items. Silencer has the word cooldown in it. Sextant. When you crit, haste an item 1 second. I've already got all my haste on lock. I don't need holsters, I don't need water wheel, and I certainly don't need a sextant. Oh, Obelisk would be funny though. When you haste, this gains 60 damage for the fight. No, I'd have to haste a bunch of different things. It's not real. I looked at it and I was like, I guess I have ammunition. But no. It was merely a phantasm. Even if Middle did give me the... even if Middle did give me the star chart for additional cooldown reduction, I wouldn't have anywhere to place it. So I'm going to go get 150 max HP so that I have a little bit more time to get to my scaling, which I already expect to be able to. Loan Shark, eh?
No need to read the contract. It's all standardized.
Incredible. Shark Claws, but 3 experience and we move forward to space. That's the real thrust here. Deadly Duel again. I'm getting a lot of monster fights. I'm really, really pleased with this. Dire Mosquito, how generous of you. That's the opportunity to possibly get when you slow haste a weapon. Not really that relevant, but... oh. When you use an adjacent weapon, slow an item 2 seconds? I could theoretically use that if I care about my slow triggers, but also the main thing is Insect Wing. When you sell this, reduce your leftmost items cooldown by 6%. And it's also the most common thing, so... great hit. Zara teaches haste and charge skills. Rukon teaches weapon skills. Orlan teaches gold tier skills. Gold tier skills are really important. Weapon skills. I'm gonna... weapon skills, though. I really want tempering upgraded, right? That's the primary thing that I care about, is just increasing the base damage or the scaling damage of this submarine. Both of those are things that will be offered in Rukon, but Rukon's also going to be offering a bunch of bronze tier skills at the moment, which are really unimpressive.
Why does Nufu set himself apart? We Sphinxians must work together.
The first time you slow each fight, freeze an item 4 seconds. I'm going to take this immediately.
Power, but not all power.
Oh, wow. I didn't think I was going to get to explain why so soon. I'm going to go to Andy, because I'm specifically looking for a small item right now. Here we go. I'll buy Ambergris. When you buy another aquatic item, this gains 2 value, because I'm about to just buy Chum and then sell Chum, because that's... it buys and sells for 4, so it's just +2 money for the sake of the cove. And then the Ambergris is also getting additional value out of it, making it very easy for me to just buy and sell
Be remorseless.
any aquatic item that costs 4 or less. Unfortunate. Seaweed is not as important as a pearl, just some additional sources of healing, also a lower cooldown, and it gets even lower when the submarine's going on.
Tell everyone you got it here.
Throwing knives theoretically could be useful with flashy reload at some point, but I really don't think that's the direction I'm going back in. I'll hold it in case, though. All right.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies.
You do see these tusks?
Those are squares. Ooh, those are that's an early caltrops and gold tier crook at the same time. I'm actually in a bit of trouble. Thankfully, we are lifestealing and shielding at the same time, which, like, if you're gonna go up against the caltrops that's getting buffed, that's pretty much exactly what you want to do. Oh, I know that this person didn't actually fight me. I'm just fighting a ghost of them, but I do feel, what's the word I'm looking for here? Proud to have been part of the downfall of a build that had that online by 6. Gold tier crook, gold tier caltrops, it only shows up with gold tier. Alright, JJ. I'd rather see items than a dock right now.
Come on in. Let's chat.
I don't understand Lockbox. When you win a fight, this gains 1 value. Your weapons have plus damage equal to this item's value. So this is an economic item. You have to take this and then win 4 fights, and then it would sell for neutral. It just feels like the numbers are wrong on this. Although, I guess, like, they don't want the numbers to be too good, because otherwise then you start fielding and it's a giant board damage buff. It's supposed to be kind of hard, half damage, half economic play, but it feels like it's not good enough to support either right now. Yeah, goodbye. I don't need those.
Maybe if I got better goods.
One of these days, someone's going to sell me a Clamora. Is it going to be you, Midsworth? I'm certainly going to sell you some well, I already got rid of most of my medium things.
Life and business.
Blowgun. Every 8 seconds, deal 2 damage, and then poison equal to this item's damage.
Happy to exploit you. I mean, help you.
I don't have a way to give, like, huge damage to something by default. I think it's because it could have haste from the start of the fight. It could have a silencer for 20% reduced cooldown. It upgrades to diamond tier to reduce its cooldown again by 2 seconds. No. Flagship, if you have another tool, ammo. Property or friend, this has +1 multicast reach. I don't think it's worth it. Not compared to what I'm already capable of. Especially because it doesn't care about apparel, and Shadowed Cloak would want to be next to it, so suddenly I have to get a tool, an ammo, a tool, an ammo, and a friend into 1 slot, because I'm obviously going to keep the silencer, so... It's not an upgrade to what we're currently doing. I mean, Chillian, admittedly, like, how can you not? Look at him. But Thug do have Bonk. Thug have spices. Thug has spices that get reloaded by flashy reload.
Don't be a hero.
If the fight goes long...
Hand it over.
I'm just saying, if our fights against enemies go long enough, we might be able to spice up a couple times. We can see how my board's, like, power is waning, like, very quickly right now. I'm terrified.
My family.
Oh, Toxic Concealed Dagger. I mean, it'll sell for 8 gold, but it's certainly not what we're looking for. Did that say it does? Okay, no. I thought it said poison equal to 10% of gold or something like that, or gain gold equal to 10% of poison or something like that. I joined the final 2 lines. I was like, oh, that's a really interesting enchant. It's not. Silver tier gunpowder. Or Plasumo. Yeah, not until I know what it's relevant for. 2 gold and silver tier loot items, a preferred choice there. Skill upgrades are really important for the sake of tempering. Rush doesn't care about them. Keen Eye cares about them. Creeping Chill would, but it doesn't care about them yet. Thank heck. Tempering. Now it gains 6 damage. So it's a total of 13 damage every time the submarine attacks. Curio has cooldown reduction as well as damage, but it's up against the possibility to literally level up to 10 before the next. Eh. Swashbuckle. Sell the extract with the toxic. Oh. I've been having this recently. Sometimes I'll move something and the game is like, I don't understand. It just hiccups for a second. Sometimes it disconnects after it, and then there we go. Then sometimes it just starts working again. Can't tell you what's happening there. I can tell you that that's a swashbuckler, though. Adjacent items have plus 25% crit chance, and adjacent items have bonus damage, heal, shield, equal to their crit chance. There's an insane hit for us right now. Okay. We don't have it yet, but there's an item in this game, a skill in this game. Oh, what's it called? Flashy vehicle? Vehicle driver? Vehicle. It is called Flashy Pilot. That's it. Silver tier is when you use a vehicle, your items gain 10% crit chance. Submarine's a vehicle. It's a very fast vehicle. If I can get Flashy Pilot, then I can get at Diamond tier for Flashy Pilot up to 30% crit chance every single time the submarine attacks, which is insane scaling when currently I'm losing my mind over 13. We just put the swashbuckle on the field next to the submarine instead of Pearl and Silencer, I imagine. Unless I get enough crit that I don't even care about the crow's nest anymore, and suddenly it's submarine. I can move the silencer down. It still gives its cooldown reduction. And then another item? I don't even know what it would be. My mind is boggling with the possibilities. Even right now, by the way, that's a severe damage increase. It gets it to crit as well. The only thing is, it attacks slower, and it won't be, how much slower? 0.5 seconds slower, which is actually 0.25 seconds slower, right? Because we're hasted permanently. Feels like Swashbuckler might be correct already. Especially because he gets the submarine to a 73% crit chance. I do need to keep the lifesteal from it, though.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Shielded Wanted poster. First time you fall below half health each fight, shield 120. I'm going to say that that's from a Pearls event. I'm going to say you didn't intentionally enchant that with shielded for that effect. Critting constantly is certainly nice right now. Critting constantly with higher base damage than we otherwise would have had is certainly nice. Yeah, I don't know if that fight was changed by whether or not I had the Swashbuckler on the field, but I definitely feel like I was much more confident with it. It's the day for our enchant. Main thing that I've internalized here. Street Festival. Who would I want? So Mac has haste potion, but I've already got my haste solved. Like that's usually the thing you are most looking for in this instance. Jules has some interesting weaponry, but most of it's almost entirely irrelevant to what we're doing at the moment. I guess Black, what's it called? Black Pepper? Black Pepper is a 7-second, 7-second charge both adjacent items 3 seconds with multicast, which means that every 7 seconds it would just cause the submarine to go off twice, which is pretty sick. I think that might be the best thing to find here. There it is, black pepper. Shiny butter. Haste an item for 2 seconds. Reach adjacent tool or food. This gains +1 multicast, and it also has +1 multicast. Already, by default. I literally asked for it, so I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna roll. It's very expensive to roll here, and I don't care about anything else. But I'm not gonna promise that I'm using it. Middle, you sell medium items. If you want to upgrade my swashbuckle, that's on you.
If I don't have what you need, I'll help you find who does.
With no burn in the build, we can't suddenly pick up a powder keg, but there's certainly an appeal to getting it right before we level up, just in case it happens to be radiant, but then I have to find so many more tools. Turtle shell and cutlass are also here, we'll roll. Goodbye,
See that
middle.
mountain? That's Mahone. He might have what you need.
I'll happily fight the Burninator bot for as much as I can get out of this. Yeah, people slowing me or freezing me with only one item or fill. There's certainly threats. All right, this enchant's really got to hit. Fiery. We just got the ability to use a radiant barrel. It wouldn't have been real, don't worry. Fiery. Fiery, you say? Or random. So, Submarine would be burning for equal to 10% of the item's damage, which, well, it's not nothing. Not nothing. I don't think Swashbuckler can even get upgraded with this. No, but Swashbuckler can get randomly upgraded. Oh, that's sickening. I'll think about that in a second. None of the rest of these are going to want Fiery Enchant. Like, it literally just comes down to whether or not the Submarine wants to hold it. The Shadowed Cloak will be when you use the weapon to the right of this, burn for some small amount. Crow's Nest will be when you crit, burn for some small amount. Burn 6. However, the artist can only give a random enchant out of the random enchants that an item is capable of getting. Swashbuckler is capable of getting 3 different enchants. Shiny, which is equally weighted randomly, by the way, from artist as other things. Shiny, this has double damage, shield, and heal bonus. Or Deadly, this has double crit chance bonus, which is also double damage to the Submarine immediately. Or Radiant, this cannot be frozen, slowed, or destroyed. That's obviously a miss, but 66% of the time, this buckle comes back in sicko mode. Oh, damn it. It's Radiant. Alright. We tried. First time slow each fight, freeze an item 5 seconds. I'll take the upgrade despite the fact that I'm not currently using it because if and when I can, it'll be worth it. I almost wonder if I need Submarine to be faster again. I'm legitimately thinking of going back to this. It's... oh my god, it's so much less damage. I can't do that right now. This is funny. Thermal Lance, 7 seconds to burn 4. When it gains haste, it gains 4 burn for the fight. Ugh. Oh boy. I mean, put that next to a Shadowed Cloak. If you got it early enough, maybe, but it's a gold tier. It turns up at gold tier. What is it for? Jonas.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Please don't. Okay, you do. Toxic Fixer-Upper, Obsidian Spiky Shield, and you've got Balcony and Deeds, so the Fixer-Upper is doubled in its value. Alright. Yeah, I can't outscale that. Yeah. Unfortunately, we need to win before these Day 12 pigs come out with, excuse me, 13 skills. It's really hard to fight these Day 12 pigs, especially when you have to do it on Day 8. Burn skills, weapon skills, skills unique to Vanessa. I really wanted to see crit skills here. Old Zane's Vanessa skills? Like cooldown reduction? Barnacle Crusted for cooldown reduction is... Whoa. Oh, no, wait. I have to say it's also not common, not Mac, not Stel, not Jules, not Dooley. Yeah, Barnacle Crusted for cooldown reduction. I mean, haste at the start of the fight is irrelevant. Inexorable additional crit chance. Stunning Strike, first time you crit. Freeze an item, pretty good. There's like a fair few hits
We're on
there.
an important mission, right? Overthrowing tyrants, liberation, and such.
Depth charge is even good damage. If you have exactly one weapon, it has +5, +10 max ammo. Not relevant here, but if it's also aquatic, it has +50, +25 or 50 damage. When your enemy has more health than you, your weapons have their cooldowns reduced from Berserker. Also pretty relevant. The fact that the cooldown of aquatic items can be reduced by up to 20% here is
So I'll help you.
impossible to ignore.
Don't expect me to go back.
The first 4 times you use a weapon each fight, charge an item 1 second, flurry of blows. That'll cause the submarine to literally just fire a full second faster, despite the fact that it has perma-haste. The only way to make it faster is to charge it, which is why I got the black pepper, by the way. Maybe we can get some more skills. Okay, yes, Tempering is here, but Flashy Pilot is here as well. Tempering is +3 damage per time I use it. Flashy Pilot is +10.
As long as you draw breath, your training is not complete.
This thing doesn't need lifesteal. So we can get a 20% reduced cooldown on it from a silencer that's not even next to it, so that it can scale faster. And then Pearl, I guess, is giving additional shielding as the adjacency there. I'd like Black Pepper to be on this field, but Shadowed Cloak needs to be on one side of the submarine. Radiant Swashbuckle needs to be on the other, so I don't really get too many choices about that. Feroz Khan. I don't think the correct choice would be to take your skill, but you have more than one skill. You've got one shot, one kill, which is a skill I don't think I want. If you have exactly one weapon, it deals triple damage, but its cooldown is increased by 50%. You've also got left-handed and right-handed, just +40 damage to it by base. Versus Roaming Isle, when you heal, shield. I think I take on Feroz Khan.
Take it. One last breath.
Oh, look at that damage scaling. It's so good.
Every mirror, every shadow.
And just enough HP to survive the crit. Oh, wow. The Shadow Cloak upgrade. Sure, I'll get a 4th second of haste. Finally, we get our Diamond Tier Shadow. I thought I was going to get it real early on, but we got it slightly later. We'll look at the gold tier loot items. Main conquest at the moment would be picking up some additional cooldown reduction for The submarine. I gotta say, additional damage for the submarine certainly doesn't hurt. Aerodrome or middle? Admittedly, getting the upgrade for Swashbuckle would be great. What other mid-sized items do I want right now, though? I can't think of a single one. I'm gonna go to Aerodrome and try and look for a unique location. Wholesaling large items. An upgrade to a submarine would be lovely. Thanks.
This money. What should I do with it?
I mean, Trebuchet, it'll be hasted by the Shadowed Cloak because you get cooldown reduced. It's absolutely not a choice. Absolutely not possible. Especially because we got the submarine doing all of the crit stuff. Yeah, I just need to be as fast as possible if I'm going to be facing pigs. I need to be able to suppress their shielding before they can hit me in the face with it. And if they have a toxic fixer-upper, I need to put my head between my knees and kiss my butt goodbye. Okay, they do have the shielded fixer-upper. They've got spiky shield to deal its damage. They've got the deed and they've got the balcony. Can I suppress their damage before they kill me? No, I can't. All right. All right. Feeling good. Having only one item on field so that the Flurry of Blows specifically charges the submarine, admittedly, probably seems a good idea. But that means fielding another passive item.
You're huge. Do you have any huge items?
When you crit haste, I mean, that's the ability to provide haste to other items on field, because then I take the Shadowed Cloak off, but the Shadowed Cloak is also damage scaling. But its damage scaling is comparison, like, Flashy Pilot is better damage scaling, but, like, I need all the damage scaling I can get at the moment. It's clearly still not enough. Howdy, Keg.
Go buy something huge, and then sell it to me.
You're showing me a lot of shrouded figures. I'm actually happy to take every single one of them. This is difficult. Upgrade an item. 5% reduced cooldown on the submarine is something. Obviously, upgrading the submarine for some additional base damage. How much does it get as another 25? I think it might be another 25. Yeah, another 25 up to 100. Another 25% crit chance from Radiant Swashbuckle, which also translates into 25 immediate damage on the submarine. So if I was going to do the upgrade on the submarine, I'd do it on the Radiant Swashbuckle instead. It really comes down to whether or not I think the Silencer should take it instead for the 5% cooldown reduction. I don't think so. I think critting much more from the very start. Also, it's going to be really hard for us to upgrade the Radiant Swashbuckle. It's just a really, really awkward item to try and upgrade. All right, Vedok. You got something for us? Oh my god, give me the octopus. I just realized what I'm gonna do if you give me the octopus. Give it to me. We scale so well if the fight just doesn't instantly end us. Ah, dang, Tiny Cutlass. So why did we need exactly one weapon on the field? So that Rush would hit the right target, but also so that we would have lifesteal. We don't have the lifesteal anymore, so if we can make Rush negotiable, for instance, if we had, I don't know, an octopus specifically on the other side of the Radiant Swashbuckle, immediately giving it 50% crit chance as well as 50 additional base damage, and then the submarine is scaling its damage as well? I don't know. Maybe that'd be sick. Bjorn, you teach free skills. I still need to slow at the start of the fight. Unfortunately, slow more Lumbra, you teach slow skills. And slow at the start of the fight is not one of them. We're specifically looking for Clamra, and I still keep missing it. Adira, please double the damage of my large weapons.
Acknowledge the fact of my greatness.
If you have 4 of your items in play, your weapons have plus 75 damage. When you use a tool, adjacent items gain 6%, 9% crit chance. Irrelevant. It comes down to whether or not I take heavy firepower for 75 initial damage right now, just so that I spike. And then I'd have to run this board specifically. No. Double my damage. No. First 10 times you use a tool each fight, slow an item. Your leftmost tool has +1 multicast, or first strike. Crit from the start, but then you lose crit every time you activate an item. That got certainly worse for us. Retooled is what I'm going to go for. Unfortunately, we have no tools. But, like, Sabotage we also have no tools for, whereas Retooled we can exploit.
Power is wisdom. Something like that.
Caltrops, weapon, toy. And your enemy uses an item, deal 1 damage. Adjacent items have plus 50% crit chance. This doesn't get crit chance. It can't inherit crit chance. And adjacent items have bonus so it won't be able to get anything. It would be funny to put this on the other side and then have the submarine going off, constantly hitting Flashy Pilot, giving all of my items 10% crit chance, and then the Radiant Swashbuckler is powering up the Caltrops, but the Caltrops literally can't inherit crit chance in the first place. So it wouldn't do anything. Hydraulic Squeezer. When you use another tool, dang. If this respected any tool, then at least it would charge off of itself. So the multicast would be relevant. Aquatic. Harpoon, if you were a tool, I would actually run you to just destroy 2 items very quickly. There's a Stinger and a Turbo Pop Snappers. I'm legitimately gonna roll until I find a tool. I'll sell whatever I need to. Runic Double Bow deals double crit damage, also has lifesteal. Not bad. Pistol Sword, Kinetic Cannon. We finally found Ramrod. Improvised Bludgeon for slowing, Cinders. I'll roll again. Fossilized Femur. Every 12 seconds deals 300 damage when you slow, charges 2 seconds and give it 25 additional damage for the fight. 11 minutes when you burn, charges 2 seconds. I really want a tool, please. I'll sell the Tiny Cutlass first. Vanessa's Amulet with just 20% crit chance by default is not bad, but it doesn't really change our fortunes. Like, I have to find something that has the possibility of helping me survive against what I'm up against right now, and that's I think it's Crook has multicast as a tool, but absolutely not. I think it's appropriate to recognize that that's an uphill battle that I'm fighting at the moment. I think that's totally fair to say. Hemlock Balcony. Oh, I can put together my own fixer-upper build. Magnifying Glass is good enough. When you sell this, your leftmost weapon gains plus 30 damage. Literally just plus 30 damage without having to do anything to the board state for Submarine. Totally worth it. Hi, Lord. Do you want to upgrade my Submarine?
My weapons crave more.
Is that a yes?
I shouldn't have buried that last treasure.
I mean, that's the off-ramp. The boulder deal damage equal to your enemy's max health. I would just have to actually land it. It doesn't need to have lifesteal, it just needs to have enough crit chance. And it can get that crit chance from Submarine.
Beautiful teaches stillness. I prefer action.
Alright, if you're a pig, I'm going to change my board. Alrighty then. How likely is it that I even get deep enough in the fight? Use that. Literally 0% chance against a pig? I need this to be faster, which would be like, you know, it's got haste at the very start of the fight, and then it doesn't need to. I mean, Radiant wouldn't really make that much sense. There we go. It's got cooldown reduced, and it's got an item next to it that'll charge it faster, and... but it feels like that does so little. Like, this would have to crit without getting any crit scaling from the sake of the Submarine. I guess it doesn't need a Shadowed Cloak adjacency at all. So, like, that would be the board. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. This part of the board sucks, and I want to change it. There is the possibility of going like, okay, this keeps me alive. This finishes you. Honestly, I think that's probably a better chance. I legitimately think I have a better... No, do I ever get 20 seconds into a fight? No. The answer is no. At this point in the game, especially against the pig. Oh, man. I'm just going to be beaten out of the game entirely by pigs, and I'm going to be real sad about it.
It makes this more fun.
My dreams are too big for you to steal.
Yeah, I certainly don't need the boulder in this fight. I can't think of many ideas that would be boulder. We are getting additional shielding out of the Pearl consistently as well, because it's scaling its crit chance, and therefore its shield. Okay, I'm fast enough to get past Square Big. That's good at least. It's just having lost 2 days, I now know that I'm gonna mainly be running into those toxic pigs, the giant fixer-upper pigs. I'm moneyant, so I'm gonna go get Pesky Pete. Good to see you, buddy. Reach adjacent friend and property. It has +4 burn. Never gonna be used. Andy, though, please give me the Clamra. Those don't count. All right, I'll ask again next time. Thanks, buddy.
If you want something big and ugly, go see Paul.
I literally just want to freeze at the start of the fight. That's all I want. Juggler would be insane as a hit from Trash Titan, but we're also not likely to get it. I'd rather go for the additional golden experience, especially gold at this point. This guy has the ability to give me 40 gold from Bar of Gold, 24 from selling Flamberge.
The Bazaar is corrupt. Let the desert cleanse you.
Magic Carpet. Every 4 seconds, deal 20 damage with a 25% crit chance. When you crit, this gains 15 damage for the fight. How does that upgrade? 20? Ugh. Gold tier ammo item, gold tier loot item. I mean, ammo item deal doesn't give me the ability to refresh this. I'm gonna go gold tier loot. If I do get gunpowder, oh my god. Oh, I got crit chance. And also enchanter weapon with lifesteal, which gives me the ability to lifesteal with the submarine despite all this. I guess I'm fine with that. Obviously, I prefer restorative, but we'll take it. Definitely plus 15% crit chance. That by base, please. You know what? Jules Cafe, give me plus 25 damage to it as well. Batman Fu! You are a dually! I thank you. I thank you for being a dually, for having the strength to be a dually in these trying times.
You should know.
I'm about to try you though, so... Master Salesman? Have you got a fixer-upper? Yeah, obviously not. Oh, he's got... Okay, I only saw that this enchant existed recently. Turboplasma Grenade. Usually, typically referred to as quite a bad item. Burns both players for an amount and slows all enemy items for an amount. The haste enchant for this is haste all of your items and it's 5 seconds by default. This is an insane haste potion. Obviously, it only activates 8 seconds into the fight, but like... it's real. Unfortunately, the enemy has the ability to perma-slow my board, which is heavily decreasing both our scaling and damage. But I'm also gaining shield constantly. They're scaling their burn and applying a lot of burn to me. I got 1,000 burn at the moment, but I'm still out shielding that. It's getting significantly harder though, and they are scaling in the sandstorm very effectively. They'll win, yeah. Dang. How did they do that so well? Literally all of the shielding came from their duct tape. So it was just scaling the shielding of the duct tape with titanium. Oh no, they also got shielding from having welding helmet. Got it. Titanium casing, the core was activated 28 times. It gave 28 times 15 additional shield to all the other items. And then they also just had a turbo on enough items that they constantly... I mean, that's a lot of enchants, to be fair. Like, turbo plasma grenade, turbo plasma rifle, turbo ignition core, and heavy welding helmet. Oh boy.
What can I do for you right now?
Slow effects, you say? Ideally, I want this to happen at the start of battle, because then it will immediately freeze the enemy as well. But Shadowed Cloak, when you use the item on the right of this, slow an item 1 second. 3 seconds, sorry. Silencer will be something similar. Yeah, slow an item for 1 second. Black Pepper. Slow an item for 1 second. Pearl. Yeah, I expected pretty much all of that. None of them are an immediate slow impact on board, so I just have to take it on the Shadowed Cloak. It does still mean that, you know, 1 and a bit seconds into the fight, the freeze from Creeping Chill comes out, which is very relevant.
I'm on the edge of the plank.
5 seconds of freeze. Against some enemies, that'll give me the time to kill them.
I'm finished with fighting, but I can help you finish.
I was wondering
the
what
fight.
would happen if you turned up. Take it down to a 16-second cooldown. I'm not going to field it. What? It gets 3 seconds of haste at the start of the fight, and then... what? And then what? This is not working anymore. But it's also its own... it's the crit scaling that I feel like I'm locked in a build that has to tap out at 8 wins. Like, I need to use this in an appropriate way if I want to get more than that. And I'm just ill-equipped to use it at the moment. Give me freeze all non-weapon items at the start of the fight. Give that to me. Let me hold that for you. Alternatively, I'll take Invigorating Call, the ability to provide haste to my other items on board, so that the Submarine doesn't get so lonely. Would I field an iceberg by itself? I gotta say, I think I would.
We fight again.
I think a second of freeze for all enemy items might be exactly what the doctor called for. Unfortunately, it's not what we got. Frost Potion. Here, it's absolutely upgrade Silencer. No matter what I do, Silencer is going to be an incredibly important part of it.
The cleaner the blade, the quicker the fight.
I really wish Black Pepper was something else right now, though. Like, it's using Pearl faster. That's what Black Pepper is capable of doing at the moment. It does nothing else. Like, honestly, putting Frost Potion in that position, it does reload constantly because I'm critting. So it's just every 5 seconds freeze 2 items for 1 second. That's actually significantly better. That's so much better. I can't believe I didn't think about that before. That much better. I'm going to relax for 1600 shield going into the next fight. Just try and buy myself a little time.
You have great potential. Let me
Nufu wants to give 32 crit chance to my rightmost item. I'm never going to be able to make my rightmost item the Obsidian Buckler, unfortunately, just due to the way that the Heavy Shadowed Cloak wants my adjacencies to sit, so I'm going to have to roll here. When you crit with an item, it gains 5% crit chance for the fight. There's also the first time you use large item each fight, slow 2 items 3 seconds, or just 30 damage by base. I think Hone Strike for additional in-fight scaling is exactly what the doctor ordered.
My skills are not weapons. A blade can prune carbon.
I will go down with this submarine, because it's what it's designed for. Alright. Black Pepper to charge this faster admittedly does have some relevance if I don't care about the pearl at all. So do you want that? I mean, it really doesn't matter the order. It could get the additional crit, it cannot. Doesn't really change too much here. I think more freeze is going to be significantly more impactful than more additional shielding. I don't think the more additional shielding is really going to do any difference here. HK Hero, let's go, buddy.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist, we're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
Okay. Hello, you've got your own submarine. You've got dock lines with retool on them as well. I love to see it. I don't have dock lines at the moment. I do have retool. I have that. I just don't have the tool for it. Frost Potion, by the way, just in case you didn't catch this in its text, freezes 2 items for 1 second. It does not care about the size of the items. That's the reason it's relevant here. Because if it only froze 2 small items, it would be entirely irrelevant. Okay, so you have Lifesteal and Restorative and Shielding. Their board is good, they're just not gaining that much shield, so I think the Sandstorm is going to kill them fast enough. Like, just at the right time. Gotta say, the permaslow to my board is pretty sad, though. Yeah, it's when they're frozen that I have a possibility here. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Are they just gonna hit commonly enough that... Okay, never mind. We froze them at the right time and then hit them. Oh, it would have been real tragic to lose there. That said, we've got to thank our lucky stars. We ran into the right opponents, which is the only reason we're still alive right now. Like, we're a bit too late. We're a bit too late for this build. Cult. Trade health for power. Those who would trade health for power deserve neither. I could take crit on the boulder by losing a bunch of my max HP, and then the boulder has crit, but it also doesn't fire fast enough. It has 1 ammo as well. Like, that's the real terror of it all. It has 1 ammo. It has the crit. It doesn't get additional haste of any kind. 7 seconds into the fight, so 6 seconds into the fight, 7, and then 2 charges from Black Bet. Like, I think it's right. I just don't know when to do it. That's the problem. I think it's correct. It's just when. It's not giving it crit chance. It can't be. It's so much health. Ugh. Your cooldown is 12 seconds now with the silencer. What's your crit chance by there? 58. I mean, Black Pepper technically has a crit chance, but like it loses its crit chance immediately if I move it. This has lifesteal. That's the ability to give the crit chance to the boulder before it goes off, but I still have to get 16 seconds into the fight. The fact that I can freeze 2 items every 1 second, if I'm not slowed, like this happens really quickly. It's the black pepper being slowed and having, you know, literally 14 seconds on its cooldown that really makes it a nightmare. Sick haste boots. This thing has multicast. It's a tool. It's a way to give continual haste to the boulder. Every 4 seconds, it gets a bunch more than that in haste. I lose a lot of my immediate board impact as well, though. Vermeer upgrading our crit skills would be nice. Aquatic cooldown reduction would be nice. Like, Vermeer's upgrade to our crit skills would literally be going there and asking him to upgrade Flashy Pilot. We're late enough in the game that he's mostly going to offer me gold options instead. And plus 25% crit for your large items, not good enough.
The tyrant can keep the 10 seas, and may his bones sink to the bottom.
When you use an item with ammo, it gains 5% crit chance for the fight, but it's up against Stunning Strike. The first time you crit each fight, freeze an item 3 seconds. Yes, please.
Got a Corsair spirit.
Alright, Vedok. Okay, if I can go off, I do really well with this build. But most enemies at this point in the game will not let me go off.
We barely got our flags up.
Hyper focus, if you have only one medium item, its cooldown is reduced by 30%. There's a world where I get Rowboat, I can try and exploit that appropriately. No. Dang.
If you want cheap junk,
One of these days, someone's gonna offer me a Clamora. They just have to, just by numbers. Isla, do you want to upgrade my
I do miss it.
Deadly Cannonade? That's plus 50% crit chance. When you use another weapon, you charge this 2 seconds. It would have plus 100 damage just being on the other side of the Deadly Cannonade, and it would get additional... That's a lot of damage scaling. Like, if I put that on the other side of the Radiant Swashbuckle, about every second, the Obsidian Submarine goes off. So this attacks 2 times. This is seen 2 seconds worth of charge naturally, and it gets 4 seconds worth of charge from other items being used. So it then deals... It gets the additional scaling from... Doesn't get anything from Tempering. It does get additional scaling from Flashy Pilot. And theoretically Hone Strike, but that's not really going to be super large in contribution.
Choosing your weapon is like choosing
So every
your
2
mate.
times I fire the
Don't
Obsidian
rush.
Submarine, I would fire the Deadly Cannonade. The Deadly Cannonade would also be scaling. I mean, Trebuchet also kind of offers relatively similar numbers here as well. Every time I attack with the Obsidian Submarine, I would be using a weapon and hasting, so this would get 4 seconds of charge. So every 2 times I use the Obsidian Submarine, the Trebuchet would go off. Same ratio as the Deadly Cannonade. If the Swashbuckle increased burn damage, I would totally take the Trebuchet.
None of
I'd have
these
to slow
weapons will
down
fail
the
you.
Submarine in order to
One
put the
that failed
Cannonade
me,
on field in
I'll
order to
destroy.
do less damage and take away my survivability from the Frostbolt. No. Deadly Blowgun. Funny. I'd have to lose my cooldown, but 2 damage. Poison equal to this item's damage. It'd have 50 damage. And then it'd get additional damage every time the submarine goes off. And then it crits. That's a lot of poison damage. I'm gonna buy that, and I'm gonna have a lot of thinking if I run into a pig. I'm looking for gold tier or diamond tier loot item. I'm looking desperately for the opportunity to get additional ammo to make it much more comfortable to field the... It's not pig. That's additional ammo. So that additional ammo is entirely irrelevant on the frost potion. Do I do this? You know what? Yeah. Only have 50% crit chance. Can even keep black pepper and frost potion. Sadly, I think scaling is out. I don't think I can win on scaling anymore. If it turns out that I lose because I did this, then fine. That's fine. That's just how that has to be. Rocket Boots is here to give the haste to the boulder. I could try and charge it with Black Pepper. Black Pepper's slower, and Black Pepper is also capable of charging up the Frost Potion. Boulder can only have 2 adjacencies. One of them's got to be the Radiant Swashbuckle if I want to have the opportunity to try and get the additional damage on it. Unless... No, I still need 1 weapon on the field for the sake of the silencer. Getting additional charges of the Rocket Boots is not relevant, actually, but having additional crit chance on the Black Pepper in order to try and reload the Frost Potion is. This is based off of the assumption that the submarine would not be able to win me this fight. If it turns out the submarine totally could have, then I'm going to feel real foolish. I feel doomed. You want a crit? Sick. Yeah, we needed to win the fight faster than Submarine was capable of doing it to us, so we came in with the big hit. They had a robotics factory, your friends had +1 multicast, they had an Engie potion, giving out a bunch of haste to the entire field. Shielded Micro Dave? Fiery Dragon Whelp. I mean, Fiery Dragon Whelp, weaponized core to buff it up. I mean, it's super cool. I've never seen a board like this before. I've certainly never seen a board like this before on day 13. We did it. You can't stop the boulder. There's the hat of Indy. There's the belt of Indy. That's the silencer of Indy. I mean, we've got to give credit to the folks who brought us here, though. Like, this was literally just for the last fight pivot, right? These are really the folks I was dancing with the entire time.
Read the tides and listen to the wind. They will guide your strikes.
I'll happily take a gold victory, especially as Vanessa, who I consider to be by far my worst character. Insane to get tempering and rush and flashy pilot. Like, all of the things I kept asking for kept showing up. Well, with the noted exception of a Clamra in order to activate the creeping chill that we purchased super early on, but that's fine. 99% of the time, it happens every time. For the moment, though, I should probably say something along the lines of, my name has been Rhapsody and the name of the game has been the Bazaar. Top left is a series playlist for all their content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming parts of the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Nick Starfield. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.